One simple idea that builds entire chemistry. It will change your whole perspective about chemistry. I wish that every student knows this simple idea which builds the entire chemistry. It is extremely easy to understand and my students love it after learning it. I don't know why no book, no teacher and no school teach this simple idea. I start teaching chemistry from this simple idea and I don't follow the book. We will use this idea to understand and learn many important topics of chemistry. So watch this lecture till the end and you will learn something awesome. Now the one simple idea that builds entire chemistry is chemistry is the movement of electrons so that atoms become stable. Let me repeat it. Chemistry is the movement of electrons so that atoms become stable. I mean, the hero is electron and we just try to understand his acting. Using this idea, we can learn entire chemistry. We know that most atoms are naturally unhappy because their outermost shells are incomplete. For example, consider sodium and chlorine. We know that sodium has one electron in its outermost shell. It is unhappy because its outermost shell is incomplete. Now, sodium runs here and there in order to lose this one electron to attain stability by having 8 electrons in outermost shell. I mean, it will be only happy if it has 8 electrons. Secondly, this chlorine is also unhappy because its outermost shell is incomplete. It has 7 electrons in valence shell. Now chlorine runs here and there in order to gain 1 electron to attain stability by having 8 electrons in outermost shell. I mean, chlorine will be only happy if it has 8 electrons in valence shell. So sodium loses 1 electron and chlorine gains 1 electron to form table salt sodium chloride. The chemical bond between sodium and chlorine is known as ionic bond. Thus we learn that ionic bond follow that simple idea of electrons movement. I mean, electrons move from sodium to chlorine to form stable salt. If I ask you why electrons move, your answer is simple. Both sodium and chlorine want to get stability. To do so, one loses electron and another gains electron. Now consider hydrogen and oxygen where covalent bond is formed. They both are unhappy because hydrogen has 1 electron in valence shell while oxygen has 6 electrons in valence shell. Here, oxygen and hydrogen agree to share electrons in order to get stability. As a result of mutual sharing of electrons, duplet rule of hydrogen and octet rule of oxygen is completed. Thus we learn that covalent compound follow that simple idea of electrons movement. Now consider periodic table. It is a guide for electron hunger. Elements on the left side love to lose electrons to gain stability. For example, sodium, magnesium, copper, zinc, etc. They love to lose electrons, while elements on the right side love to gain electrons to attain stability. For example, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, etc. love to gain electrons. Thus, the simple idea of electron movement teaches that electrons move from the left towards the right in the periodic table. Now consider oxidation and reduction. We know that when an atom loses electrons, it is oxidized. On the other side, when an atom gains electrons, it is reduced. For example, consider this reaction. We know that sodium loses 1 electron, so it is oxidized, while chlorine gains 1 electron, so it is reduced. Thus, the simple idea of electron movements teaches the concept of oxidation and reduction. Now consider rusting. We know that Iron is present at the left side of the periodic table and it loves to lose electrons, while oxygen atom is present at the right side of the periodic table. It loves to gain electrons. Due to this, oxygen pulls electron from the iron surfaces. As a result, iron turns into orange powder, which we call rusting. Here, iron is oxidized because it lost electron, while oxygen is reduced because it gained electron. This is redox reaction. By redox reaction, I mean a reaction where oxidation and reduction both occur. Thus, the simple idea of electrons movement explain the rusting of iron. Finally, we will learn how this simple idea of electrons movement explain the whole organic chemistry. Let's consider nucleophile and electrophile. We know that nucleophiles are electron-rich species. They have lone pair of electrons or negative charge. For example, hydroxide ion, ammonia, it has one lone pair of electrons. Chlorine ion, cyanide ion, etc. They are called nucleophiles because they love to attack nucleus which has positive charge, while electrophiles are electron deficient species. They have positive charge or incomplete octet rule. For example, hydrogen proton, nitronium ion, boron trifluoride, which has incomplete octet rule, carbocation, etc. They are called electrophiles because they love to attract electrons which have negative charge. Remember that organic chemistry explains how carbon uses its four valence electrons to build complex compounds. For example, consider alkane and alkene. Remember that octet rule of carbon is completed in both alkane and alkene. But you need to learn something different. Here, alkanes are called saturated hydrocarbon. They are strong and stable, so they do not react easily. On the other side, alkenes are called unsaturated hydrocarbons. They contain one double bond. The electrons in this double bond are exposed to any hungry atom. For example, if I introduce a nucleophile here, it will directly attack on these exposed electrons. Because chlorine is hungry, it loves to attack electrons. So we get a new compound which we call alkyl halide. Due to this nucleophile and electrophile interactions in organic chemistry, we have thousands of reactions and compounds. But remember that these all reactions are determined by the simple idea of electrons movement.